Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Girl MF Michael Fletcher alongside the birthday boy, Mr. Anthony Florio. Happy 42 to you, my good sir. And of
Happy
course,
birthday, Florio.
and
Thank you,
alongside,
gentlemen. I'll have a special message in a little bit.
you got it. And of course, with Michael Bullock as usual. Now, normally we would do the show last night, but Michael Bullock was out on with commitments beyond his control. Hey, very good reasons. We don't need, very good reasons why he wasn't going to be on the show. We're not going to, we were not going to pull him away from his duties on that one. That was definitely all on him. I decided, I was a little tired. I had a long day. And I think it was probably the best decision by just postponing tonight. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it on Saturday. We're going to have to get used to it because very soon this is going to be the home on Saturday nights for the Cerebral Smack Talk. But until then, we got Monday Night Raw. Well, no, not Monday Night Raw. We got Smackdown. We got TNA. TNA first, Smackdown second, and we'll call it a night after that. So TNA Impact from once again the Ryan Center. This was pre-recorded. This was recorded back on July 25th, but it was aired last night. I believe this is the second of the two tapings. I believe this is the last round of tapings, Anthony.
I can help you out with this, MF. July 24th, they did the live show, and then the following week, July 31, they aired the second show they taped on July 24th. This show that we saw this past Thursday night, that was the first of the two shows that Bullock and I, along with Mike Silvera, went to. Okay. And because of this, Bullock and I will give you our point of view from the show, whereas MF will do it from obviously the comfort of his home, and
yes,
we'll go from there. So there's the story on that.
All right. So since that's the case, we're gonna reveal everything. So we started off with a promo by Trick Williams. That was interrupted by a whole host of people on this one. Moose came out. Then we also had so it was mainly Moose and Trick Williams. And this was actually an okay promo. I thought the segment was fine. I don't think there was much in the way of anything. It seemed like a cookie cutter standard promo, to say the very least. I thought it was fine. Anthony, you got to see this live in front of the crowd. How did you feel about the promo? I thought it came out fine on the TV end. What was your thoughts seeing it live as it happened?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, MF. I'll tell you. Let me tell you this: Michael Bullock gave Trick Williams a lot of flack. I mean, and he was obviously rubbing it in to Trick Williams because of the interaction, because of the confrontation he had with The Undertaker back on July 22nd on NXT in Houston.
Like, how's your back feeling after that choke slam?
Let me tell you, Bullock got into that show. Let me tell you. So, and not just for that.
And for first time seeing a TNA show, I mean, whether it's on TV or in person, boy, I was into it from the get-go.
Yeah, you were into it from the get-go. For one individual in particular, and we'll get into that later on. But
okay.
But I gotta tell you, the crowd was absolutely electric. I mean, man, how I wish MF could have been there with us. I wish he could have been there with us, MF. But I tell you what, if you were there, man, oh my goodness. I mean, now it wasn't a complete sellout or anything, and I also want to give a very special shout out to Special Olympics Rhode Island CEO Ed Pacheco, the tickets that I bought were basically for naught because Bullock through our dear friend Ed Pacheco. He's a dear friend of all of us and of this show, and want to give him a very special shout out. He was able to get us a seat upgrade, and which basically rendered the tickets that I bought for naught, and beyond worth it. So beyond worth it.
And before that, we actually got a meet and greet backstage.
Yeah,
with the hometown man and Sammy Callahan.
How about that? And we also got an autographed Slammiversary poster as well. They had a little thing where they honored Special Olympics Rhode Island, the Special Olympics athletes like Michael Bullock, another dear friend of ours, Ryan Avedisian, who we saw as well. And normally when we go to live events, whether it's a Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-view, or what have you, usually I would, any of us would take videos and pictures and all that. But MF gave us strict orders not to do that, and we honored his wishes, with the exception of my customary "We Have Arrived" shot. So that was the only exception. But
which obviously that I don't think we would have made a big stink about it, but because it was being recorded and out of respect for you guys, because sometimes I do know a lot of people does go through our social medias, so out of respect that we don't spoil anything,
right?
That's why I asked for the leniency that we normally would not do. Normally we would post the videos or something of us at the shows, but out of respect for you guys,
and because it's a double taping,
yeah,
we couldn't spoil it.
We didn't want to be spoilers. We didn't want to do that.
No.
So we asked. So this is the one time where I told the guys, unfortunately, let's not record it. Let's not do any of the videos like you normally do, guys. Let's keep it professional. Let's you can keep it to yourselves. Let's not spoil the anything on these shows. So
absolutely,
that I think that's best. However, that will not be the case for Bound for Glory. That is fair game. We're going all out for Bound for Glory.
Yeet on that one, Fletch.
Yeah.
Yeet on that.
So,
and
yeah,
we after the show tonight, we will we'll have one of our traditional behind the scenes chats, and as Trick would say, we'll talk about it. So,
yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yep. And something else as well. But or should I say another event that's coming up
in
a couple weeks. But before we get into all of that, I do want to take a moment to I want to say thank you to everyone who took the time to either post a message on my Facebook wall or call me or what have you, for all the birthday wishes today. Had a nice day today, nice relaxing day here at the house, and then had a nice dinner out with the family, and wonderful day, wonderful night all around. And to be honest with all of you, I can't think of a better way to end my birthday night than to hang out right here with my two dearest friends who I'm also proud to call my brothers in arms, good old MF Michael Fletcher and the Phenom Michael Bullock. And of course, yeet on that as well. And of course, a special shout out to the other three members of our Brothers in Arms crew, that being Mike and Brian Keenan and Mike Silvera. And I can't think of a better way to end the night than doing what we do best, and doing what we love. And that's bringing a great show to all of you. And can't think of a better way to do it than to close out my birthday than hanging with these guys right here. You're more than my dearest friends, guys. You're family to me, both of you guys. So, and as the great Mr. Feeney once said on Boy Meets World, you don't have to be blood to be family. So, and this is living proof right here.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Yep. So, so I thank you all. I love you all, and I'll have a special prayer message on my Facebook wall at the end of the night. So be on the lookout for that. So great day, great night, nice day to myself, and then a nice night with the family, and now I'm closing it out with these guys. Can't think of a better way to wrap it all up. So, all right. So, with that being said, let's get down to business now, shall we? All right. The Trick promo. I mean, interesting. Of course, as we all know, this upcoming Friday night, there's going to be a TNA Plus special event called Emergence that will emanate from Baltimore, Maryland. And the main event of that show will be Trick Williams defending the TNA Heavyweight Championship against Moose, who, oh, by the way, is a former multi-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion in his own right. And also, Moose is going to have a hometown advantage because he is billed from Baltimore, Maryland. So Moose is going to have a hometown advantage. But then again, Slammiversary, Mike Santana had the clear home field advantage. And what happened? We didn't get the happy ending we were all not only expecting but also hoping for as well. So, but don't you worry, Mr. Santana will get his happy ending eventually. I believe it. So, fine promo here. Yes, the crowd did the whoop that trick, and to be and because of how much I love it when Booker T does it on NXT, I even did the Booker T bit when he came out. I did the oh yeah bad. Mm-hmm. You know how much I love the Booker bit, and
yes.
And that's exactly what I did.
And I'm pretty sure at Bound for Glory, if he's still the TNA World Champion, which I think he will be,
I think so too.
I'm not going to be surprised if you pull that shtick again.
Oh, most definitely. So, but yeah, came off fine. It was an interesting way to begin things, and there's nothing left. The only thing I can honestly say is we all know when it comes to this match at Emergence, it's going to be a man fight. There is no doubt about that. I mean, two big guys going at it, and it kind of was a revolving door segment. I mean, and not really a revolving door. I mean, it was Trick and Moose, and I mean, Trick got things going. He announced that he was going to defend against Moose, and he said all of Moose's bubbleheaded family going to be there. Williams wants to talk about it, but Moose interrupts. They go face to face, and the threat of Moose's spear sends Williams bailing, and that's really all there was to say. I mean, nothing. It wasn't the best segment, but it was a nice little placeholder segment, I guess. So there isn't much more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on that opening segment, on that promo segment we saw with Trick and Moose at the tapings?
Well, like you said, I mean, it was a fine segment. I mean, it wasn't really that much to write home about, but it does hype up the match between Trick Williams and Moose for the TNA World Title. Yeah, but I think we are all in agreement that Trick Williams is going to come out still the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, not Trick-N-A, as Trick Williams would say. Yeah, get the you-know-what out with that nonsense. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. So, that being said, I'll say it was solid, but not overly spectacular. So, it is your switch.
All right. With that said, then right after that, the next thing that we did have was then we had Gia Miller made her return remember, if everybody remembers, Tessa Blanchard got her hands on Gia Miller and roughed her up. Let's be realistic. She got roughed up at Slammiversary. Then she basically said it. She was like that, I'm just going to use her words, and this was not believed. Well, it was bleeped on TV. It definitely was not bleeped out at the arena. So I'm just going to say the words. And she basically threatened it. She was like that, Tessa, the next time you put your hands on me, I will fucking kill you, is what she said. Point blank, no BS. This is the words.
Yeah, she.
We didn't actually see this. They didn't really show the backstage interactions.
Oh, you didn't?
No, that one we did not see.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
But as soon as I got a hold of this, I was like, holy smokes. I mean, she wasn't effing around. Because you heard her say, my patience has worn out. And whenever you come back, and if you ever put your hands on me, I will effing kill you.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard that, I was like, damn, girl, tell us how you really feel. Whew.
She may be, I'll sum it up by saying this. In the immortal words of Jim Ross, when it comes to her backstage interviewer role in TNA, like JR would say, she's sweeter than Granny's homemade apple butter. But
oh yeah, total sweetheart.
I've seen videos of her in other independent wrestling promotions, and let's just say she's not as sweet as Granny's homemade apple butter.
And I think we got a glimpse of that the other night.
Oh,
yeah!
How I wish we could have seen that. How I wish they could have shown that.
Yeah.
When
so
we were there.
Memo to Tessa Blanchard: you want to pull that crap again, like you did at Slammiversary? You're gonna find out the hard way what happens when you push GM Miller's buttons.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction right here and right now. Why do I have a feeling this is gonna lead to a match with Tessa Blanchard versus Gia Miller, possibly in Lowell at Bound for Glory?
I could see it, or could they do Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford versus Gia Miller
and Indy Hartwell.
And maybe Indy Hartwell. Let's do a tag team. Let the 4 women go at it, because it looks like it seems like all 4 of them are connected together. And I kind of feel like the only way this settles is if we do tag team. I think this has to be a tag team fight at a Slammiversary.
I could see that.
Slammiversary, Bound for Glory.
I could see that.
I could see it.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if, God forbid, they actually put Gia Miller over. Could you imagine that?
I could see it.
But
as of right now, I mean, that decision is in the hands of the Director of Authority, Santino Marella, because he was the one
indefinitely.
Yeah.
Because of her actions.
So that right now, that's up to Santino Marella for him to decide. Because like you just said, as of right now, Tessa Blanchard is still suspended indefinitely.
Yeah.
That's right.
But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Yeah. So first fight of the night, Steve Maclin against Jake Something for the International Championship. Unfortunately, it was a double count out. 3 minutes, 45 seconds was the fall. I think we can agree, NA, and move on, boys.
Yeah, well, and another thing, too, what the hell was Frankie Kazarian doing out there? I mean, that was...
He got a... I heard the commentary. We obviously couldn't hear the commentary, even though we weren't sitting that far from them. We weren't sitting too far from where Tom Hannafin and Matthew Raywall were, and their announce table were sitting. Mm-hmm. And by the way, we saw Gia Miller beforehand because they taped a couple of matches for that Explosion show, and Gia Miller does commentary on that show. She works with Tom Hannafin on that, so we got to see Gia Miller firsthand. Now, as far as what happened with Frankie Kazarian, Bullock, I heard the commentary on Thursday night when I watched the show on the TNA Plus app. He apparently he got some written order from TNA president Carlos Silva saying that he could join them at the booth or something. I don't know. But
Oh.
And I do want to address the Macklin and Jake something match. Bullock, holy hell! I mean, you want to talk about wild and crazy brawls? I mean, how many Gestapo security guards were out there?
We saw a good amount of it during they were trying to pull these two apart, but let's just say it wasn't enough because these two wanted to beat the holy hell out of each other.
Yeah, fans were not happy. There were chants of BS and all that. They didn't like the double count out finish, and which is expected because we want a decisive winner. We want to see a hard fought bout. That's all we want to see. And but man, oh man, I mean, Gestapo security guards. There were a whole gazillion of them. Steve Macklin did a dive on top of them, and then the fans going nuts chanting TNA, TNA, TNA. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, the match was an NA and all that. Yes, and if you're right, but I did want to address that moment with the security guards and the wild and crazy brawl afterwards. And yes, there will be a rematch at the Emergence event. I know there's a segment with Santino, and I know we're going to address that. So I'm not going to give it away here, but let's just say there will be a rematch at Emergence. So yeah, on behalf of us, let's move on.
Next up we had was Lee Yi Lee and Zaya Brookside going up against Heather. Let me see. Is it Heather and Ash by Elegance? Wasn't this a TNA knockout?
No.
It was someone else.
It was Heather and M by Elegance.
Yep.
Maggie Lee. Yep. And it was actually Lee and Zaya Brookside winning it in 8 minutes and 10 seconds. So yeah, Florio, go ahead. This is yours.
Okay, 2.5, 2 3/4. I gotta admit, I was a little starstruck seeing the Elegance brand. Okay, I was a little starstruck seeing Heather and M by Elegance. They are sights to behold, let me tell you. And the same can be said for Lei Ying Lee and Zaya Brookside also. And this was and there was another individual that Michael Bullock did not take a liking to, and that was the personal concierge of the Elegance brand, Mr. George Iceman. I mean, yeah, Bullock, you didn't like him either, and we'll get to you in a minute. But 2.5, 2 3/4 of a star. It was a nice enough tag match here. I think we got a championship committee moment here because Brookside and Lee winning, getting the pin here, beating the champions, beating the non-champions edition of the Elegance brand. That should put them close to the top of the list of contenders for a title shot, as it isn't like there is a ton of competition to clear. And I'll take a thrown together team who works well as a unit, as it's better than floating around aimlessly. I mean, nice, solid knockout tag match here, and I think we got ourselves a bit of a championship committee moment with Lei Ying Lee and Zaya Brookside. I do believe they will be the next challengers for the Elegance brand for those TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships. So, solid enough match. Yeah, it was a solid match from where we sat. So, 2.5, 2 3/4 for the effort here. So, Michael Bullock, championship committee moment, and you gave a lot of guff to Trick Williams at the start, but you also gave a lot of guff to the personal concierge of the Elegance brand, Mr. George Iceman.
Yeah, George Iceman. He was. Let's just say, as our friend and other colleague Dee Dee Woodson would say, is a little idiot. I mean, he was. I'm like, nobody cares about you. I mean, it's with the way he was. But anyway, back to this. 2.5, 2 3/4. I do agree, and I think this puts the Zaya Brookside and Yiling Lee to be contenders for those tag titles. So we'll see what happens. So it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, I mean, on a TV standpoint, it was definitely 2.5. I thought they did a good job. I thought the action was fine for what it was worth, and yeah, nice outcome for them, and we just move on along. So the next thing we had was AJ Francis and Casey Navarro cutting a promo, and AJ Francis kicked out Casey Navarro. Yeah, First Class is no more. First Class definitely imploded right before our very eyes, and AJ basically destroyed Casey. Michael Bullock, I mean,
Well,
wow.
well. But the thing is, Fletch. I mean, the group is not anymore because you're forgetting something. Somebody returned, and that was Rich Swann. I mean, and then Swann and Francis were basically like, "You're done, Navarro. Even though you're hurt, you are done." And Francis was like, "I am getting rid of 180 pounds of dead weight." I'm like, "Really? After what everything this man did for you, you're gonna pull this crap?" And adding insult to injury, he kicked the crutches right off of Navarro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and the crowd at the Ryan Center was letting him have it. So, including yours truly right here. So yeah, talk about kicking a guy while he's down. So yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to say. Fletch, I mean, Rich Swann is back, but poor Casey Navarro, after everything he did, this is how he gets treated.
Yeah. I mean, in one sense, it makes sense because now that puts a lot of nuclear heat on AJ Francis. The question now becomes is what do they do with Casey Navarro? But like he said, he's hurt. He's not at 100%. We don't know what's going to happen, but he suffered his injury and he actually wrestled with that injury in that ladder match at Slammiversary. So he furthered injured himself in that fight. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's just good to do what they did, but I'm glad Rich Swann's back. I like him. I think he's a great talent. So that's going to be very interesting to watch. Anthony, it's yours.
Well, there is a backstory to this. Casey Navarro. Well, I know, MF. I know you're not a doctor and you don't play one on TV, but you do have a little bit of some knowledge in this area. Casey Navarro tore his ACL.
Yeah,
and he's going to need surgery.
So, that means his 2025 is done.
He's out for at least 6 to 9 months with the torn ACL. So yeah, 2025 he's done. He's not coming back till no earlier than maybe April or May of next year. Like he's done. Yeah, he's done until at least the spring, maybe even the summer.
Yeah, lot of heat for AJ Francis. A big surprise to see Rich Swann. I mean, I thought this was going to be a typical First Class segment, but then when he brought Rich Swann out, I was like, what? I was not expecting to see Rich Swann, but yeah, the former TNA heavyweight champion Rich Swann, yeah, he's back, and let's not forget. It was AJ Francis and Rich Swann, the original First Class. Casey Navarro took over as an injury replacement for Rich Swann, and AJ Francis brought up the NFL mentality, next man up, and that's how he described it. So, but yeah, our thoughts and prayers definitely prayers up for Casey Navarro. We wish him a very speedy recovery, and we hope to see him back soon. And when he does come back, AJ Francis, watch out. That's all I'm going to say. You're in big trouble, brother. You're in big trouble. So, and that also goes for Rich Swann, too. So prayers up for Casey Navarro and AJ Francis and Rich Swann back together again. That could be some big trouble, especially in the tag division. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, newsworthy segment to say the very least, and not really much more to say. So MF, let's move on.
All right, the next thing that we did have, unfortunately, this is going to be a cutout It was Mira Saad going up against Vicious Vicky. Now, Mira Saad, for all you guys who are wondering who she is, this is Shakara Jackson, formerly of NXT, formerly of Meta-4. She signed recently with TNA after her 90-day non-compete clause expired, and she debuted. She won the match in 1 minute and 53 seconds. So obviously, cut out on that one. Then the next matchup that we did have was for the TNA Knockouts title. This was highly anticipated. It was JC Jane going up against Ash by Elegance. Ash by Elegance wins the match via disqualification in 1 minute and 54 seconds because Masha showed up and got in the ring and jumped Ash first. That caused the DQ, but Masha was after JC Jane as well. So, oh yeah, it exploded. And not only did they run out, not only did that happen, then chaos ran amok. Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix, the Fatal Influence from NXT showed up. Then Heather and M by Elegance ran out, only to get this, and this is why I'm so pissed I wasn't there. The Inspiration, Zaya Brookside, and Lee, they all showed up. We had ourselves a knockout Donnybrook in the Ryan Center. Oh my God. Okay.
Believe me, Fletch, when I saw the Inspiration came out, I'm like, oh, Fletch is going to wish he was probably here, because you people know how much Fletch loves the Inspiration.
Me and him.
Everybody knows how much I'm in love with Ash by Elegance too. Are you kidding me?
Well, and there's another friend of ours who likes Ash by Elegance, Ryan Avedisian.
Yes.
He agrees with you.
Yes. So, yes, I'll say I'm definitely digging Cassie Lee. Anthony is more for Jessica McKay. Just
the femme fatale, as I called her.
The femme fatale, Jessica McKay. So, yeah. And then, oh, man. Well, obviously the match is in NA, but Anthony, oh, my Lord. Chaos.
Total chaos. I mean, craziness. Craziness was the order of the day. There is no doubt about it. And we had a feeling that something was going to happen there. And sure enough, it did. And to see all, there's going to be something that's going to happen. There's going to be something down the pipeline. Santino made an announcement about that in just a little bit. You'll see it on the. You should see that on your notes there, MF, momentarily. So
I do.
JC Jane jumps Masha Slamovich. Fatal Influence runs in for the beatdown with the Elegance brand making the saves. Zaya Brookside and Lei Ying Lee and the Inspiration run in to get on things as well. With Slamovich, Brookside, Lee, and the Inspiration clearing the ring. And it's looking like we're going to get some sort of multi-woman match coming up. And but I know MF's probably going to address it because it's an NA, obviously. But I believe this is where we get Santino out to make some big announcements regarding the Emergence special on TNA Plus this upcoming Friday night in Baltimore, MF.
Yes, indeed. And we got a lot on this one. So let's break it down piece by piece. First major announcement he made. Steve Maclin to go one-on-one with Jake Something. No DQ, no count out for the International Championship. Then he also announced Mike Santana versus Sami Callihan. That's one-on-one. And then this is the big one that you were talking about, Anthony. Fatal 4-way. for the TNA Women's Tag Team titles, or the Knockouts Tag Team titles, it will be Fatal Influence, the Elephant Brand, Brookside and Lee, and the Inspiration. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Then, of course, Nick Nemeth and Ryan Nemeth come out to try to cut a promo saying that they wanted a shot at the Hardys, that they haven't faced the Hardys yet at Emergence, that they wanted, and that, that they got an ironclad rematch clause. But Santino said that, well, unfortunately, the Rascals are booked for that match. But Ryan, because of the fact that Ryan and Nick injured the hometown man last week, Ryan threatened to sue TNA for it. And then, well, unfortunately, for both guys, Santino has actually suspended Nick Nemeth, and he was going to suspend Ryan, but Ryan was able to weasel his way out, saying that he was innocent, and Ryan tried to apologize. So Nick has been suspended. Ryan will now face the hometown man at Emergence. So that's a fourth match that's just been announced for Friday night. After that, I can confirm for next week's Impact. For next week's Impact, we got Leon Slater and the Hardys. They're going up against Cedric Alexander and the Rascals. We got John Skyler to go one-on-one with Mike Santana versus Eric Young. Talk show segment will be a part of it. And in a Knockouts tag team match, Myla Grace and Holly Hudson to go up against the Inspiration. That's next week on Impact.
MF, I do want to address one of those. I want to address one of those matches for next week.
Sure.
I want to put a disclaimer out there.
Sure.
The Hardys. You mentioned the match with the Hardys and Leon Slater against Cedric Alexander and the Rascals.
Yes.
Wait until you see this match. I'm gonna go. Bullock and I can tell you firsthand. Out of all the matches that we saw at that taping 2 weeks ago, this match stole the damn show. Ain't I right, Bullock?
That's all we're gonna say.
Okay.
You gotta wait. You gotta see how this turns.
Wait until next week until you see it, because you'll mean why we say that.
Oh yeah.
All right. And it's time for the main event of the evening, as it was Joe Hendry going one-on-one with Mustafa Ali, the winner of the bout. In 14 minutes and 51 seconds, Mustafa Ali beats Joe Hendry. What? Are you kidding?
That's not a typo.
Fight of the night. Upset. And I will gladly call this an upset. And I'll go this about 4.25 stars. I mean, it was a hell of a match. It was great on TV. This was back and forth. Everybody was going down. There was a ref bump. That's going to hurt a little bit, because that would have made it 4.5 if it wasn't for the ref bump. A little bit of some chaos at the end. But Mustafa Ali gets a signature win. Mustafa Ali gets a win of a lifetime. Mustafa Ali cements himself as really a big-time player now, because you just knocked off the TNA World Champion. You knocked off a former TNA World Champion. You could legitimately make an argument. You just knocked off the face of TNA. You knocked out Joe Hendry. Yes, that Joe Hendry. For the first time, Mustafa Ali, you did something that I don't think Anthony Florio or Michael Bullock or Ryan Abedisian or any of that crowd at the Ryan Center in Kingston did. You shut them up. You shocked the world. You beat their hero, and you stuck it to them. Good on you, sir. Well done. That's going to propel you up the ladder in the TNA rankings. And I'm not going to call for a championship committee because he's got to do a lot more than that. But if he wants to be a TNA World Champion, he's off to a great start to revitalize his career, to make himself and that core four, his crew, to be relevant in TNA. That's how you get it done. Well done, sir. 4 to 4.25 stars. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Shocker indeed. I mean, MF.
Then that's why we call MF our hype guy.
Yes, that is true, Bullock. And another thing, I'm going to tell you this right now. Nobody, I repeat, nobody was more over with the Ryan Center crowd than Joe Hendry. I mean, Bullock and I, we did the Joe Hendry bit. We sang the song. We did the whole thing. We did the whole bit every single time he came out. And there was also a special added bonus that you will not see. This was an exclusive for all of us who were there. Joe Hendry did a concert with Jeff Hardy. I mean, oh man, that was something. And Joe Hendry sang one of our old favorites, "My Sacrifice" by Creed. I mean, you remember during the invasion angle in WWE. I mean, that was pretty much one of the big theme songs during that. All the time they would promote that song on Raw or Smackdown or pay-per-view or what have you. But Joe Hendry was over like Rover. Let's just say it like that. I mean, out of all, I mean, it was him, the Hardys, and Mike Santana, Santino Marella. Honestly, those were the core four when it came to the biggest pops of the night, for sure. But Hendry was a cut above the rest. Let me just say it like that. I mean, I was worried that Bullock was going to lose his voice because he got into that song. Let me tell you, but he'll tell you all about it when we get to him. But serious business at hand here. MF, I agree with you. 4 to 4.25 stars. When it comes to this particular show, this was the fight of the night. I'm going to say this was the second best match overall. That 6-man match with the Hardys and Leon Slater against Cedric Alexander and the Rascals that MF is going to see on television for the first time next week. My God, I can't wait for you to see that match, MF. Oh, I can't wait for you to see it. That match was freaking awesome. I'll explain more behind the scenes when we're done here. But as far as this was concerned, this was easily the second best match of the show. And easily, by hook or by crook, the biggest win, the biggest TNA win for Mustafa Ali. When you beat the most over guy in the company, the face of the company, former TNA heavyweight champion, and easily the most viral and over wrestler over the last couple years or so, even if it was by hook or by crook, you still beat Joe Hendry. And this is still the biggest win of Mustafa Ali's TNA career. I know he was a former X Division champion. I get that. But you just beat Joe freaking Hendry. Dude, do you have any idea how high that's going to catapult him in the world title picture? And like MF said, he's still got work to do. I will give you that, MF. You're right. He's got a little more work to do. But I do believe by the end of this year, end of this year or sometime next year, Mustafa Ali is definitely going to be in world title consideration for sure. But this was an absolutely outstanding match. The second best of the show overall when it comes to the tapings. If it wasn't for that 6-man, this would have been the fight right here. But oh my God, I mean, the near falls, the moves that were in this. I mean, I feel bad for that cute young that beautiful baby girl referee, Alice Lane. I mean, I can't believe they actually had her take a bump like that. I mean, man. But that was on top. But that was on Tasha Steelz. I mean, the only reason why Mustafa Ali won this match was because of Tasha Steelz. Tasha Steelz, pulling out the referee, the original referee of the match, Alice Lane, before Frankie Gastineau came in to take over. Frankie Gastineau was the referee who succeeded Alice Lane for the ending of the match. This was about Henry not being able to overcome the odds on his own as his bad luck continues. And that's not the brightest sign for his future. But when you're on NXT most of the time these days, things seem to be going fairly well. The match did feel big, and Mustafa Ali getting into the world title picture is a rather promising concept for sure. So 4 to 4.25 stars, excellent match, and a very surprise outcome indeed. So I thought we all thought Joe Henry was going to win this thing, but no, they put Ali over. I was stunned. We were all stunned. So
yeah, the entire Ryan Center crowd was stunned.
It was like the air was let out of the. It was like the air was literally let out of the arena because they were so hyped. They were so pumped for Joe Henry, and then, Ali won. It was damn near so quiet you could hear a damn pin drop. Let's just say that. So, but don't worry, that didn't last long. So, 4 to 4.25. The fight of this week's show, the second best match of the overall taping. So, Bullock, I mean, you and I, we were doing the Joe Henry bit. We were doing the say his name and he appears and the whole bit, singing the song and getting all pumped up and hyped about it. But oh boy, Mustafa Ali literally stole one thanks to Tasha Steelz.
Yeah, Tasha Steelz and the rest of that group, they made sure that
Order 4.
What is it again?
The name of the group is Order 4.
Order 4. Yeah, the rest of the Order 4, they made sure that that Mustafa Ali got the win over Joe Henry by hook or by crook. I mean, and you know what Mustafa Ali would say? Hey, it's only cheating if you get caught, and if you don't get caught, it's not cheating. Plain and simple. That's what he would probably say. So, but yeah, I don't think anybody saw this coming with him being Joe Henry. So yeah, 4 to 4.25 on this one. So there's really nothing more to say. So let's get into the overall thoughts on this edition of TNA Impact.
All right, and with that said, we're gonna do Anthony Florio. You lead off.
7.5 out of 10. I can always go for a show where things keep moving, and that was the situation on this show. We had good action, matches were set up for emergence, and stories were moved forward. That's called storyline progression, folks. That's the kind of show that they needed with only a week to go before the TNA Plus special event. So this was a nice night. Emergence obviously is not the biggest show, but it needed some attention, which was taken care of here. So there isn't much more to say on that. So solid 7.5 out of 10 for me. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this from when we went to that a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, 7.5 for me. I mean, this was a good show. I mean, yeah, especially from our perspective, when me and Florio and Mike Silvera saw it, and I mean, the action was really good. I mean, you set up some things for that special, but before we give it to Fletch, Florio, there was one moment during while we were there for the taping that that really got us laughing so freaking hard.
Oh, yes.
And
Some
Fletch, you're
random
hearing
guy.
this for the first time.
Yeah, there was some random knucklehead fan. We all know how much MF loves his knucklehead fans. There was one knucklehead fan.
And do you mind if I say it, Florio? If
that randomly yelled out,
he said, "Who better than Canyon?"
He literally yelled out, "Who better than Canyon?"
And we were just laughing our asses off when we heard that. I'm like,
yeah,
is this guy drunk or something?
Had to be. I mean, Chris Canyon. Oh man.
Oh my gosh, I was laughing.
Rest in
yeah,
peace.
rest easy, Canyon, because if you haven't watched that episode of Dark Side of the Ring, well, you'll know why with what happened with Canyon.
Yes.
So, good show, 7.5. So, Fletch, what did you think of it from the TV side?
Well, from the TV side, I'll give it a solid 7. I thought it was a fine show. I thought everything looked amazing. So yeah, there's really not much more to add here. I think like I said, it was a fine show. So we move on. Now it's time for Smackdown Live, and we are live from Bizarro World. We were in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Exclusively on the USA Network. We were live from the Bell Center in Montreal, home of the Montreal Canadiens. And yeah, here we go. We started it off with the never seen 17, the GOAT, John Cena, babyface at last, as he cut it a promo, and he talked about everything that happened. We talked about, what he did, how amazing he is, the road. And he basically, the crowd in Montreal ate it up. He talked about that, they started doing the infamous thank you, Cena. And he basically gave one of the most impassionate speeches that he's ever laid out. Like, if anybody was worried about him being a heel, he dissolved all those negativities at all. He destroyed anything heel-like that he did, that he has done, like from the Elimination Chamber to now. I think it's all is forgiven by the WWE Universe. It's like nobody gave a damn about that heel turn. Nobody gave a crap about the heel turn because, damn it to hell, John Cena, the Chain Gang Soldier, and everything else is back. And everybody is now like, why heel turn? Cena didn't go heel. He just, it's like it's been erased from people's memories. It's like nobody even thought, like the way the crowd in Montreal reacted, it's like nobody even thought that John Cena was a heel. Nobody
like it never existed.
It's like it never existed. It's like it's a blip in the memory of professional wrestling that, yes, they did it. They pulled the trigger. They made him a heel. But it's like it's been wiped from our minds. It's like they neuralized us, like in the movie Men in Black. We put the shades on. We tell you to look at this little thingy. Boom. 5 months of John Cena being the heel, it's been wiped from our memories, and nobody knows what the fuck happened. That is exactly what I feel it's happened. It's like nobody even, it's like nobody even cared. It's like nobody even thought of it. So when he comes out back in the red and black, wearing the colors of the Montreal Canadiens, and did a damn good job and looked absolutely phenomenal in it, the next thing we see is John Cena cutting this promo saying, well, I'm just going to be straight with you guys. There's only 11 appearances left. There's only 4 months left in my run, and there's a total of 11 appearances that is left before he goes bye-bye. I think the realization, and he even admitted it, I'm scared. I'm scared of what's going to happen when I leave. WWE is going to continue on, but I'm afraid that a lot of you guys are going to forget about me, forget about all this, about the contributions that I have done to the company and everything else, and that once I'm gone, that I'm just going to be a footnote in WWE lore. That was, without a doubt, the most unbelievable thing I've ever heard in my career. And I will gladly say, without a shadow of a doubt, that if there was ever a guy who truly deserves, that accolade, that love, that appreciation, it's without a doubt John Cena. And he truly deserved it. So do I think he's going to get that, whatever? It's possible. We'll wait and see how it plays out. But yeah, I mean, what Cena did is incredible. So no doubt. I mean, it was the most perfect promo that he did. It solidified that he definitely is a babyface again. And then he talked about the Brock Lesnar thing, that elephant in the room. And he basically said, look, I'm nervous because I'm going to have to face Brock Lesnar at some point. But it doesn't matter because I'm not going to go down without a fight. Just as how I fought when I was the champion, how I broke the record, that I'm going to do everything in my power to go down swinging. He died on the sword at SummerSlam. And I know there's a lot of people out there that says that Cena should have kept that belt, that he still should have been the champion. And fuck you, Cody Rhodes, for taking that belt from him. But the fact of the matter is this. He's going to go down and he's going to continue what he needs to do and to finish the run that he needs to do. That's exactly what he did. So he even threatened. He's like, you want to fight? Let's fight. You want some? Come get some. Logan Paul comes out and tries to cut a promo. Cena cuts him down in size. But here's one thing. Here comes Drew McIntyre. McIntyre shows up. He takes out Cena. They start doing the 2-1. Cody Rhodes, of all people, comes out and saves them. We got ourselves the main event later in the night. A tag team fight. Nothing more to say. This was a great way to start the show. The fans were eating it up. There's really nothing more to add. And Anthony Floyer, it's all yours.
Yeah. Great promo by Cena here. Definitely had the crowd eating out of his hands, no doubt about it. And, it kind of reminded me of, do you remember those couple of times when Hulk Hogan was in Montreal and they gave him that big standing ovation?
Wouldn't even let him speak. Yeah, I remember that.
In a way, we almost had something similar with this with Cena. I mean, well deserved, and I truly am glad that the heel turn is over. And I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it for a little bit, but then it started to get to me a bit. But I'm glad that he's back to being the Cena that we all know and love. The mother of all baby faces there. It's great to have him back. And I applaud what they were trying to do. I applaud that they tried to go for, the unpredictable factor, the shock factor, and the whole nine, which is what this Triple H regime has been known for many of times. And regardless of how it all pans out in the end, it's still the moment of the year. It's still the moment of the year. I mean, none of us saw that coming back in March. Nobody saw that coming. but but it happened, and I understand how you feel, MF, about John Cena losing the WWE Championship to Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. I get it, but with Cena on his way out, I mean, he had his run, so.
And as you saw at SummerSlam, it was like the
passing of the
torch.
Exactly. Andre did it for Hogan. Hogan did it for The Rock. The Rock did it for Cena. And now Cena did it for Cody Rhodes. So, which was a very nice thing to see. I did have a little bit of some nervousness. I thought that, when they were embracing and all that, I'm like, Cody, don't you turn on him. Don't turn on him. Come on, don't do it. And then when he left, I was like, oh, thank God. Because I was nervous. I was anxious. I really was. But thankfully, that didn't happen. The whole thing with Cody and the teasing of the heel turn, it was to test hardcore fans. That's what I heard when it came to the dirt sheets. That's what the dirt sheets were saying. There's a rumor sheet that I read every day called Rumor Roundup on the Cage Side Seats website. It's a great read. That's how I start my mornings every morning. So, work or not. So they have it every day with the exception of Sunday. It's Monday through Saturday. They run that thing. It's a great read. Check it out. But anyways, great promo by Cena there. I mean, it was nice to see him back to his old self again. And with what the crowd, how the crowd was, it was basically their way of saying, John Cena, all is forgiven. And yes, all is indeed forgiven. John Cena, no doubt about that. And I honestly thought we were going to get Cena and Lesnar in Paris. I mean, I thought that's what it was leading to, but I think they want to save that for another day. I'm guessing they want to save that for Australia. I mean, I'm thinking the big event in Australia. Yeah, I believe that's in October, I believe.
Yeah, Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia.
Yeah. So right around the same weekend as the Bound for Glory of TNA. So yeah, but the Cena promo alone was fantastic, but then when Logan came out and then Drew, it basically turned into your paint by numbers revolving door segment. It did what it needed to do, and it seemed to have the live crowd reacting accordingly. And it's a little surprising how quickly everyone got back on board with cheering for Cena, but with this being his retirement run, it makes sense that the fans are just along for the ride. WWE crowd booing Logan Paul will never get old, and getting a match with Cena on television is a rarity these days, and it'll be interesting to see how that reflects in the ratings. So, love the Cena promo. Didn't like the interruption afterwards. That was paint by numbers, revolving door stuff, but definitely go out of your way to see that Cena promo because that was absolutely fantastic. Very well done. So, not much more to say. Michael Bullock, you heard that crowd last night. There's no doubt about it. All is forgiven when it comes to John Cena.
And all is right with the world. I mean, it's so good to have Cena back as the baby face. I mean, and you could just see especially the kids, the ones who looked up to him. There was more excitement from him, and you could just see this whole thing. It just got to John Cena, and like you said, he was worried that when he leaves after his farewell tour is done, that people are going to forget him. And you heard that crowd, guys. They were saying no, no, no. It's like, no, we're not going to forget you, Cena. I mean, because we know everything you have meant to this company during your time, and nobody's ever going to forget you for that. So, and then he addressed the whole Brock Lesnar situation, and he said, I'm afraid. Yes, I'm afraid, but I'm afraid that Brock Lesnar has a John Cena problem. So, whenever you want some, come get some. And then Logan Paul, Yeah, that pretty much sucked the life out of it when, I mean, he basically called John Cena a liar and that everything that his career is nothing more than a farce. But I love what Florio, I know you love this. I love when John Cena said that you're the biggest dumbass out there. Cena, amen to that, brother.
Yeet on that one.
Yeah, that's a major yeet. And then Drew McIntyre, his buddy, came up from behind with a bleeping cheap shot, and it was 2-on-1 until Cody Rhodes came to make the save. But we thought we were getting Lesnar and Cena in Paris. No, it's going to be John Cena against Logan Paul in Paris. But like you said, maybe they're going to save that for Crown Jewel in Australia in the fall. So we'll see with that. But later on tonight, that night it was going to be John Cena and Cody Rhodes going up against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Of course, the two of them coming off of their win over Randy Orton and Jelly Roll at SummerSlam. So
Tag team match, player.
Exactly. So nothing more to say. Let's move on, Fletch.
Next up, the first match of the night that we had was a tag team matchup. Tala Tonga and Casey Mateo versus Casey Mateo versus the Motor City Machine Guns, and it was the MFT the MFTs winning the match in 7 minutes and 40 seconds. Anthony Florio, it looks like the MFTs has just put their names in the hat for what's already been a very stacked and loaded tag team division.
Absolutely. JC Mateo is the widest member of the MFT, and Tonga is the tallest. So they dwarfed Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley in every conceivable way. Add in United States Heavyweight Champion Solo Sikoa and Tonga Loa at ringside, and the Guns were at a huge disadvantage. With Sabin and Shelley having worked all over the world, this was not the first time they had faced these two men. Even with experience on their side, Motor City Machine Guns were the underdogs throughout the match. First half was a bit on the slow side since the heels had the upper hand, but once the Guns started building some momentum, their fast-paced style of offense helped make the match more exciting. Tonga scored the win for his team with a big choke slam to Chris Sabin. Too bad it had to happen at the expense of the Guns. But it is good that WWE is giving Mateo and Tonga some wins to build them up a bit. And we were almost 30 minutes into the show before the first match got started. And Sabin and Shelley both had some areas taped up to sell how beat up they were from that insane TLC match at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh man, all the fun we had with that. I'm still thinking about that. And Solo cut a promo after the match saying Mateo and Tonga will be the tag champions someday. He said there was nobody left to fight him, but Nick Aldis came out and told him he was going to have a special opponent for the night. And we'll get into that in just a moment. So, or I should say MF will set the table for that in just a moment. What was that time again? I was
7 minutes and 40 seconds.
7:40?
Yep.
Okay. I just want to make sure I heard that right. This is right in that 2.5, 2 3/4 range. So 2.5, 2 3/4. That's the best I can go for it. So so not much more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts? JC Mateo and Tala Tonga defeating the Motor City Machine Guns 740, and it looks like that Mateo and Tala Tonga could be next in line for those tag titles currently held by Gacy and Loomis of the Wyatt Six.
Yeah, they could be the next one in lines for it. I mean, after that win, yeah, you knew the Motor City Machine Guns were already, it was tough to have to deal with JC Mateo and Tala Tonga, but when you got the rest of the MFTs and Tonga Loa and Solo Sikoa out there, yeah, you knew it was going to be a rough going, and that's what it was for them. So 2.5 stars, it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, 2.5 stars, no doubt about it. I think they did a fine job with the matchup. Like you said, it's upward and onward, so there's really nothing more to say. yeah, so we're just gonna move right on along. Next up on the fight card, that little surprise that Anthony was alluding to, Solo Sikoa running his mouth, interrupted by Nick Aldis, and he brought out Montreal's own, the underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn, and Sami wins it. 10 minutes, 30 seconds. He takes down Solo Sikoa. Michael Bullock, I think you know what this means.
Could that be a championship committee moment there, Fletch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I say so. I mean, when you pin the United States champion, that's definitely worthy of being. Maybe he could be in line to get a shot at Solo and the United States Championship. So, but yeah, as soon as Sami Zayn came out, you heard that crowd. They went nuts singing his song, and you knew he had to go over. I mean, if you had him lose in front of his hometown, that would have been a major injustice. But he got the win. I'm gonna give this about maybe in essence of 3 to 3.25 stars. You know what? I'll say maybe 3.25. So Fletch, I mean, big win for Sammy. I think he could be next in line for the United States Championship after pinning the champ.
I agree, and I don't think there would be much of an argument if they do. I think it definitely will. Yeah, no doubt about it. I think it was a very good outcome. Sammy deserves the moment, and to get a hometown rub like that, I'm good with it. Give him about 3 stars, not about 2.5 to 3, and yeah, Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, 3 to 3.25 for me. I agree with Bullock on this one. Sami Zayn got a warm welcome from the Montreal crowd as he came out to take on United States champion Solo Sikoa in a non-title bout. And I'll tell you what, solid match with a somewhat surprising outcome. And the crowd was chanting and singing for Zayn louder than they were for Cena. He was more over with his hometown than anyone, but that's a hometown thing, obviously. But yeah, Sammy overcoming the odds. I mean, Sammy was basically in a 4-on-1 handicap match here, but predictably, Solo's crew gave him assistance when Tonga took Zayn down with a clothesline with the referee distracted. Zayn made a comeback when we came back from the break. He ran through most of his signature moves, but the MFT started getting involved to keep Sammy occupied with Solo recovered. And then Solo missed the amniotic spike, Samoan spike, or that amniotic spike, as MF calls it. And then Sammy with a quick roll-up, much to the delight of the Montreal crowd. Like I said, solid match with a somewhat surprising outcome here. So the thing is, Sami Zayn is a Raw superstar. And I mean, I don't know what's going on. If there's anything even remotely going on with the WWE draft, but then again, brand loyalty these days hardly means anything anymore. So, but regardless, though, if I'm not mistaken, and I know I'm not, I do not. If I recall correctly, I don't believe Sami Zayn has ever held the United States Heavyweight Championship. I don't believe.
I don't think so. I think that might be, other than the world titles, he's never won. I know he's been a multi-time Intercontinental. I know he's been tag team
and NXT.
NXT. Yeah, I don't ever remember him having
the US.
The US. Yeah, this would be 3. If he gets the US, he would be a triple crown winner, and he would be 1 title away from the Grand Slam.
Yeah, because he's never been the WWE champion or the World Heavyweight champion. So maybe someday, you never know. But I would love to see him get at least 1 world title run down the line. But I think right now they might want to keep him in the US picture, and that's more than fine. So 3 to 3.25 stars. Solid match, surprising outcome, and yeah, championship committee moment indeed. So I could easily see it being Sammy and Solo for the U.S. title in Paris. So that's how I see it. So with that being said, Emmett, let's move on.
All right, with that said, we do indeed move on. Next up on the fight card, well, we had a little bit of some stuff. Basically, we had Jade Cargill cutting a promo. Well, it was a backstage thing. Then they were talking about, there was a lot of stuff going on. So basically, it was Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa blaming the Street Profits for Candice LeRae's epic moment at SummerSlam. Her going through the table, she showed the bruise on her leg, and oh my God, it was nasty. That was bad.
Yeah, that's a nasty bruise there.
Yeah,
I mean, from that,
it's like what Gorilla said
from when she fell through that ladder. I mean, that was.
Yeah.
In all the times I've seen people go through ladders, this has got to be one of the roughest.
I mean, MF on commentary, as she was about to take the fall, MF was yelling out like Triple H at the 2000 Survivor Series when Stone Cold flipped him over in that car with the forklift. MF literally did the holy bleep and then the oh my effing God. I mean, epic commentary.
I was literally screaming, oh my God.
Yeah, MF yelled out "Holy bleep!" and then when she crashed through, "Oh my effing God!" and then
oh my gosh,
oh my freaking God! Yep.
Oh man, that I still can't get over that. I mean, that was.
I never thought I'd ever see a woman.
We saw a lot of guys taking bumps in that TLC match, but
never.
Candice LeRae took the biggest bump of them all.
And that's why I said it on Sunday night, and I'll say it again here. My respect for her went up tenfold on that.
Yeah,
damn straight
for taking that bump and that bruise, like Gorilla said, of Andre's leg at SummerSlam '91. That bruise was ugly. Yes.
Yeah, it was UGLY. You got no alibi. That bruise was ugly. Woof.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, no doubt about it.
I mean, how in the world is she even standing after that?
Well, but here's the funny thing. They blamed it on the Profits. They were literally he basically called Montez Ford a wife murderer, that he tried to murder the mother of Candice LeRae. I mean, Candice LeRae is a mother, and he called him a mother murderer by trying to kill her by basically what she did. But if you think about it, it was a chain reaction. He hit Tommaso. Tommaso went into the ladder. He went into Gargano. Gargano basically tipped the ladder over. That sent Candice crashing through that ladder. So who's really to blame here? So
in all honesty, I'm sorry to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. It's Johnny Gargano. He was the one that knocked the damn ladder over.
Yeah. But
so for you to blame Montez Ford, get the F out with that crap.
So Nick Aldis comes out. He's like, okay, wait a minute, stop. I thought I was done with this. I thought I was done with dealing with all this shenanigans over the tag team division. He's like, one way or another, I'm reeling this in, and you two are fighting next week on SmackDown. I'm done with it. He's like, I thought this was dead and buried at SummerSlam, and obviously it's not. So we're dealing with this. You two are fighting next week on SmackDown. Now get out of my sight. Well, okay, Nick.
Ooh.
Message said. Message received.
Yeah. All I can say is don't ever make Nick Aldis angry. Yeah, because you saw that right there. You get on his bad side, it's not going to end well. But basically, it's DIY who started all this when they started all the bitching.
Yeah. But it is what it is. So we just move on along. So next up we had was basically it was Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Oh, by the way, Alexa was celebrating a birthday. So Charlotte wanted to be nice, got her a cake, got her, had her own little doll. So now Libby has a playmate called Charlie now. So it was kind of goofy, funny, but it wasn't goofy or funny because then it looked like they were about to hug. And, and the next thing was Chelsea Green and the Secret Service showed up and they're like, wait a minute, stop. This is bull crap. We know who the Charlotte Flair is. And as far as Alexa goes, we know who you are too. So I'm not buying any of this BS. I'm not buying this friendship thing. You guys can say whatever. Nick Aldis comes out and he's like, well, first off, and, she basically was like, you know what? I got a special birthday gift for you, Alexa. I want to wish you a happy birthday. And my gift for you is a brand new referee. And what we're going to do is this now newly hired, fully minted referee, he's going to get his feet wet. He's got his first WWE assignment. And it's going to be Charlotte Flair versus Chelsea Green, one-on-one, right here, right now, in Montreal. And we had a match. So with that said, the match goes 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Charlotte Flair is the winner. And I do believe this goes to Michael Bullock, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, so I think it's Bullock. So Bullock, it's yours. Charlotte Flair wins the match in 8 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, I'm going to give this about maybe 2 3/4 of a star for this one. I mean, a nice win for Charlotte, but yeah, Chelsea Green, she gets plopped with the cake there, and you could just see her whining and crying like a little baby because like she's like, oh, why does this have to happen to me? You know what I say? Couldn't have happened to a nicer woman. So nothing more to say. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, I can't wait. And the thing is, I thought it was cool. I didn't have anything bad about it. I didn't have any issue with it. I thought it was pretty cool. And I thought it was really good. So, yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought it was cool and, the whole 9 yards. So, and I gotta say, I thought it was really cool. I didn't have any issues with it. I thought it was fine. At the end of the day, first off, I gotta give a lot of love to Charlotte. Because, going into this, I don't think none of us I think going into it, we all kind of had I don't want to say our thoughts about it, but I think it kind of felt like, if it's going to be, can this work? What's it going to look like? I got to say, man, Charlotte is getting over by the week, and it's getting really good. Whoever thought of doing Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss in creative needs to get a raise. Like, honest to freaking God. Because this is the most Charlotte has ever been in her career. Ever in her career. She's never been this over as she is right now. And on top of that, Alexa Bliss. Remember how everybody was saying how Alexa wasn't utilized or wasn't doing anything? And a lot of people were afraid that she was never going to come back to WWE until she made that return at the Royal Rumble. And then they took her off, and then everybody was like, what the hell, what the hell, what the hell? Now it's starting to pay off. Now we're starting to notice that too. God, what is there to say? Anthony Florio. Poor Chelsea Green. She became the butt of the joke again. But then again, you keep putting the open mouth insert foot, sweetheart. You keep doing this to yourself every single time.
And Chelsea Green just keeps doing what she's doing. Chelsea does what they tell her to do. I mean, that's what it is. I mean,
yeah, she
Chelsea's
runs her mouth.
sport.
She gets herself in trouble.
The character, yes, but here's the thing. I mean, it's the reason why Chelsea has gotten so over with the fans is, because of the fact that she's a good sport. Whatever WWE asks of her, she goes and does it. That's why she gets all the love that she gets nowadays. That's as far as Chelsea is concerned. Alexa Bliss, well, I don't know if you guys know this, but Alexa Bliss actually shares a birthday with me. So today is also her birthday. So I share a birthday with the goddess. That's freaking awesome. I mean, makes me want to say, oh my goddess. And yes, indeed it is. And I'm 8 years her elder. She turned 34 today. And yep, so that's why. So if you're wondering why they did that whole birthday bit, it's because Alexa, her birthday was today, just like me. So I share a birthday with Little Miss Bliss. So I'm over the. When I found out about, I mean, I knew about that. I've known about that for many years, probably since her NXT days. I mean, when I found out that she had a birthday, that she shared the birthday with me, I was like, that's freaking awesome. I love it. So I couldn't ask for anyone better to share a birthday with. That's freaking cool. All right. As far as this is concerned, match got more competitive as it went, but it never felt like Chelsea stood a real chance against Charlotte, even with the Secret Hervis at ringside. The former women's U.S. champ seemed outmatched. And it was a pretty basic bout. Not much happened, but it was designed for comedy, not to be a show-stealing bout. And like you guys were saying before, it is surprising how well this team with Alexa Bliss has worked to make the crowd like Charlotte Flair. And that's all there is to say. So this is easily another 2.5, 2 3/4 star bout. And I'm going to keep comparing it. They're basically the female equivalent of Team Hell No. That's it. Alexa Bliss is more of the Daniel Bryan, and Charlotte Flair is more of the Kane. Simple. So, but we all remember how over Team Hell No got. We also remember how over the Miz and Damian Mizdow got. And now it's happened again. But it's the first time something like this has happened on the women's side. And it's great. Charlotte Flair definitely putting her name in comeback of the year consideration, as well as Alexa Bliss. I mean, you can make an argument for both of them. You can make an argument for both of these women when it comes to, comeback wrestler of the year. I mean, these two are really are at the top of that list. So, and it's great to see it. So keep it going. Let's keep it going. I mean, they had to strike while the iron was hot at SummerSlam. That's why they had to put the titles on them. So, and that was the right thing to do. So we'll see what happens. But for right now, 2.5, 2 3/4 for this. So with that being said, we move on. MF, are you there?
I forgot to unmute my mic. So main event of this one, John Cena and Cody Rhodes against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. The match ended in 8 minutes and 20 seconds with John Cena and Cody Rhodes winning the match via disqualification. But that wasn't even the story on this one, because obviously Cena and Logan, they started brawling. So they were cementing their thing. But the biggest story of the night was Drew McIntyre. A Claymore on the WWE champion, on Cody Rhodes. Cody goes through you could say that little thing underneath the ring, underneath that table. Oh my freaking God, did he get destroyed by that?
Did you see the look on Drew McIntyre's face?
Yeah. He did not give a damn. He had the
look of a madman.
He did not feel sorry one bit. He didn't give a fuck at that point. He was like, too bad, so sad, you suck, Cody Rhodes. I'm coming for the belt, and I don't give a damn about you or your fans. And quite frankly, this guy deserves the title shot. This guy has been waiting in the wings for far too goddamn long. And I'm going to tell you, if there's one guy who's deserving of a title shot, one guy who deserves an opportunity at the WWE Championship, it's Drew fucking McIntyre. He deserves the opportunity. He deserves the shot. He's been buzzing his butt for a little too long. And it's a damn shame he hasn't been getting the opportunities. And it's a damn time and high time that Triple H and the boys realize, oh, Drew is still here. Drew is a legit threat. And now they made him a very major threat for Cody Rhodes in the title. So I like this. This is happening in Paris. There's no doubt about it in my mind. So this was unfortunately not the fight of the night. I can give this about 2.5 stars because A, for the length of the time, and B, for the whole thing. And Anthony Florio, woo-wee, message a statement made by the
Scottish psychopath.
The Scottish psychopath, yeah.
Yeah, I think we can officially say the Scottish psychopath is officially back.
He's not the Scottish Warrior anymore. He's the Scottish psychopath. And well played. Well played, Drew McIntyre. Well played. And all right. 2.5 stars for the match. I agree with that. The match didn't get going until there was only 10 minutes left in the show. So we knew that this wouldn't be very long or have a chance to accomplish much. The Scottish Warrior, I'll tell you what, the 10-minute time was cut shorter by the commercial break, so we never felt like we got enough out of this match to make it feel as special as it should have been, with this being John Cena's final match in Montreal. Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath, hit Cody Rhodes with the WWE Championship, and then the Claymore through that bottom part of the announce table. That's a good indication that he will be the first challenger for Cody's second reign as WWE champion. And the show ended, like I said, with McIntyre kicking Rhodes so hard that he went through the front of that announce table at the bottom there. And McIntyre has one of the best headbutts in wrestling, that Glasgow Kiss headbutt. So very love that headbutt. And I do agree. I mean, all right, I will admit it. Yes, I am a Cody Rhodes mark. Yes, I am. I'm a Cody crybaby. Yes, I admit it. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. Drew McIntyre is absolutely deserving of this title opportunity. I mean, think of what he's been through over the last almost year and a half. He wins the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40, but he didn't leave well enough alone. He had to get in Punk's face, and he basically screwed himself out of that title. And then he kept getting the title ripped away from him a couple more times, and then had the feud of the year last year with CM Punk, including that incredible Hell in a Cell match last October in Atlanta. And here's another guy who's done everything that's been asked of him, and yet he hasn't gotten a big-time payoff yet. He had his opportunities for the World Heavyweight Championship, had it for only 5 minutes, and then he had other opportunities to win it, but Punk screwed him over at the end. And I'm glad he's getting this opportunity. I mean, what I was trying to go for is, yes, I am a Cody guy. I'm a Cody crybaby. Yes, I will honestly admit it. But that doesn't mean I don't have respect for Drew McIntyre. I mean, as the Raw guy here, I will forever, and I mean forever, be grateful for Drew McIntyre's incredible service. He's the one who got us through the pandemic. I mean, when it came to Monday Night Raw, I mean,
I think he was the
face of the pandemic era.
I was going to say, I think he was the MVP of WWE during the pandemic.
You damn right he was. He was the frontline soldier, no doubt about it, and he carried WWE through its hardest and most difficult period of time with the Thunderdome and the Performance Center and that whole stuff. And I'm glad that he's getting this opportunity. I mean, I'm glad that they're shaking up the title scene. I mean, I was like, well, I don't think it's going to be Cody and Cena again. So I think they made it pretty clear when Cena passed the torch to him at SummerSlam. I mean, it left me asking. I'm like, okay, who's going to be Cody's first challenger for reign number 2? Well, we got our answer, and it's Drew McIntyre, and he damn sure deserves the opportunity. And once you make this match official, I'm going to go on the record and say that match steals the damn show in Paris. I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Cody's going to win, obviously, but damn it to hell, Drew McIntyre is going to give him a fight and then some. I know Drew McIntyre from when he was the frontline soldier of Monday Night Raw, like I said, during the pandemic. So, but anyways, it's a 2.5-star match, and you've got 2 huge main events now set for Paris. John Cena versus Logan Paul, obviously, which is a match I know they wanted to do. I remember there was talks about them doing it at WrestleMania, but thankfully that didn't happen. But or should I say that didn't happen? I'll get rid of the thankfully on that one. I mean, I would have loved to have seen it. That would have been cool. But anyways, I'm glad we're going to see Cena and Logan, because I know that's a match that they've been wanting to do for the longest time. And Paris, you got yourself a good one there. And you've also got Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship in what I believe will be a banger of a match. It's going to steal the damn show, and don't be surprised if that ends up being the main event of it. So we'll see what happens. But man, what a match that's going to be. So 2.5, that's the best we can give for the match. But Michael Bullock, we got our 2 main events, Cena and Logan, and now Cody. For all intents and purposes, it's looking like Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
Yeah, we already know it's going to be Cena and Logan Paul at Clash of Paris, I think you can also add Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes after what he did to Cody Rhodes. I mean, that Claymore through the bottom of the announce table. Woof. Yeah, that you could, and like I said, you could just see the rage in the eyes. It's almost like he's sick and tired of waiting for opportunities. He was gonna take it. And you know what? I don't know about you guys. It's almost like he's gonna force Nick Aldis's hand, saying like, "You're gonna give me a shot at the WWE title after what I did, because if you don't, not only am I gonna keep doing that to Cody, but to anybody else who is threatening to take my spot, I will kick their effing head off so hard, you may not have a roster." So Nick, I think it's time you give Drew what he wants, because there's a reason why, and Fletch and Florio, there's a reason why they call him the Scottish Psychopath. Because if Nick Aldis doesn't give him that shot, good Lord, Fletch, for your roster, I don't think anybody on that SmackDown roster, Fletch, wants to cross paths with the Scottish Psychopath, because if they get in his way, a Claymore's coming. So yeah, 2.5 stars. So overall thoughts time.
And it goes off to Anthony Florio. He leads off.
All right. Not the best show, I will be honest. The best I can go would probably be right around the 6 to 6.5 threshold. Last night's SmackDown did a little work to set up Clash in Paris, but other than that, it was a pretty forgettable episode. The fact that it was so mediocre is kind of sad, considering it had one of John Cena's final matches as the main event. John Cena versus Logan Paul is set, and Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship seems like a lock for Paris. And with limited spots on these cards, that is going to leave a handful of SmackDown champions without a match. Motor City Machine Guns versus Tala Tonga and JC Mateo was decent, but if I'm going to be honest, the fight of the night was Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn, even though it was not a blowaway match or anything. It was by default the fight of the night. So best I can go is 6 to 6.5 for this. So little disappointing. I mean, I was kind of hoping to have some big things coming out of this show. But then again, I kind of expected the same thing on Raw, and we didn't get really anything earth-shattering on that show either. So, but hopefully this upcoming week, with Raw in Quebec on Monday and SmackDown Friday in Boston, oh, by the way. So hopefully, and we know what WWE is capable of when they come to Boston. So hopefully they can pull one out there. So 6.5 for me. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give this about maybe 6.5 as well. So, yeah, you pretty much said everything, Florio. So, Fletch, you got the final say.
Yeah, a 6.5. Nothing really more to add here. I think they did a really good job with it. Could have been better in certain areas. I'm not gonna be too mad about it. I think it is what it is, as we would normally say. But at the end, they did it was a fine performance. Like I said, nothing that would be remotely bad, but it was fine for what it was worth. And yeah, really nothing more to add. So we are done for the night. On Tuesday night, we do it all over again. Anthony Florio hosts another edition of Ridiculously Raw, which is Monday Night Raw, and we also got at NXT.
And I'm also going to throw in I'll also set the table for TNA Emergence Friday night
Okay.
TNA Emergence. Yeah,
absolutely. And then I don't think we have anything for Thursday. I don't think we got anything on the docket for Thursday coming up.
This is the last week of the hiatus. We're back the following week for our regulation season finale when we preview college football and the NFL.
Okay. And then on Friday, we'll do it all over again with the Cerebral Smack Talk, TNA. This is the second episode, the second set of tapings that was at the Ryan Center. Of course, we'll also have SmackDown Live. Anthony, what else?
Mania.
And of course, Triple Mania. Yeah.
I know you're going to want to address that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. And we also got a whole bunch of matches that just got announced for Triple Mania. We'll set the table for that as you guys get yourself ready for the biggest night in AAA history and you got to get to see it live on YouTube. You lucky bastards. That's all I'm saying. So we'll get that coming up. So for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I am Michael Fletcher. So long, everybody, and we'll see you all next week for another edition of Ridiculously Raw and, of course, Cerebral Smack Talk, a part of the Talking Wrestling TXN family of shows. Good night, everybody.